Oh, come on, Duke. Don't you start. All right. That should be it. I think we should be live. Popping up. We are. There we go. All right. We are live and in color. How's everybody doing today? I know Facebook's probably out there trying to help us get some people on here, which we really appreciate. This is Ed Mayer for some of y'all that don't know me, but you should if you're watching me on my timeline, right? But today I got a super special guest. Everybody can say hi to Randy Thomas, and I'm going to introduce him a little bit later and give you a little more info about him, but say hi, big fella.
Hi, big fella.
That's what I'm talking about. So, how's everybody doing today? Looks like...
I'm getting some breaking news here. Wait a minute. Hold on a second. Yes, I hear you. Really? Asirvia is gone? What are all those Asirvia people going to do? They're going to join Genusity? Oh, okay. Carry on. I'm sorry about that.
Oh man, we got some breaking news for everybody. I'm sure you've seen in there in the description here on Facebook. Asirvia Beacon Company gone. Now listen, before we get talking about this, we're not here to trash a company. Well, in fact, both of us, and I'm speaking for myself, but I know Randy really well. We want to see everybody succeed, and when companies do this, it hurts the associates and the customers that have worked their butts off, for that company. They're the ones that we really honestly feel bad for. So, beyond anything else, we are not here to badmouth Asirvia at all. But what we are here to do is let everybody know that understands how big the beacon marketing industry is now and is going to get over the years. All right? We got the best support. We got fast shipping out the door in 24. We got 6 different units that go out different radiuses from 150 feet all the way out to almost 1,700 feet. And we're going to be talking about the Genusity Advertising Network. It's going to blow your socks off. I'm going to let Randy do that. But listen, if you're here live, let us know down below where you're listening in from, okay? And if you happen to watch this replay after the fact, please type in replay down below. We like to keep track of where everybody's coming from, plus give you a little bit of a shout out and tell you thank you for coming and hanging out with us. Also, for all the associates that are watching this, you know what to do with it. So, if you're not seeing this on my timeline, you're seeing it on somebody else's, make sure you're checking out their description or their comments to see if they have a link to their Genusity website so you can go check it out after you hear what we got to talk about today. All right? So, with that out of the way, here's what I want to do first off. I want to introduce this handsome little feller over here. He's become an amazing friend of mine, just like a younger brother. I almost was going to say a big brother, but I've got him dwarfed by a few years. So I'm going to say like a younger brother. But listen, this gentleman here, he's got about 27 years full-time in network marketing. He actually retired probably about 6 years ago, 7. If I have it wrong, he'll make it right. Traveled the world with the kids and the family, did all that stuff. Got bored, man. He was in his 30s, all right? He's made millions. He and his longtime business partner have come out of retirement and saw all the crap that's been going on out in network marketing. So they decided to take off their associate hats, put on owner hats, and created Genusity. I'm so thankful and honored to be, part of Randy and Tim's business. And I'll tell you, I'm so proud to have my name attached to Genusity. So this is Mr. Randy Thomas. Randy, thanks for hopping on here with me today. I appreciate it.
You are very welcome, my friend. You are very welcome. And yes, you have me dwarfed by about 100 years. So, yeah.
All right. So, Randy, here's what we're going to do. Okay? Like we said at the beginning, we're not here to badmouth anybody, right? We want to see people succeed. But for those that want to get their ad message branding out in front of people, they see the vision of proximity marketing and what it can do. Unfortunately, they were in a different spot with Asirvia. But what we want to tell them is y'all kind of knew that this was coming from Google, so you were in preparation 6-8 months ago, preparing for this exact thing that Google pulled by getting rid of nearby. So really quickly, if you don't mind, explain a little bit to everybody so they understand how powerful our Genusity Advertising Network is and what it does.
Absolutely, man. What we started creating was we partnered with a third-party company, okay? And that third-party company goes out to app owners, app companies, I should say, and they pay them to have their code put on those apps. Currently, they've got about 1.1, maybe 1.2 million apps that has this company's code on it. Now, when we had our beacons made, and this is one of our beacons right here, this happens to be the BAP unit right here. When we had our beacons made, we had them set already to transmit two types, UUID and Eddystone. Eddystone, of course, worked with Google Nearby. The UUID transfers a UUID or an ID number to the cell phone at the same time. Now, what happens is those apps, when they run, okay, it's able to pick up on that UUID code and display your ad. Now, that could be a 325 by 325 graphic ad, or it could be a text ad, just whichever way you want to make it. And that will display your ad as their app is playing or before their app opens, one way or another, depending on what they've got set up with that particular company. Now, if it happens to be an app that runs in the background constantly, because there's apps out there like that, then it'll just show on their phone when they press the button to, I apologize, I don't know what that's called, but when you press the button on your phone, your phone's blank like it is right now, and then you press that button and it pops up like that, and then you have to log into it. So as soon as you open it up like that, your ad will show on their phone right there in those message areas as either a 325 by 325 graphic ad or a text ad. That'll show up on your phone there. Now, apps that run in the background constantly are apps that are things like ringtones. Okay, ringtones run constantly in the background. Or you might have a clock. For example, on my phone, I have this big clock here. Well, it went off. I have this big clock right here. That is an app that runs that clock right there all the time. Otherwise, I've just got a small time frame in there. Also, you can have apps that once you log into your phone, you might be running an app like I run here that displays the weather. Okay, so it displays the weather on my phone constantly. That's an app running in the background, so it constantly displays the time, the weather, and yes, I'm surprised it feels like 59 here right now. But so anyway, so that's the way it displays the apps. Okay, at any given time, they have 5,000 apps in their rotation. They can't run through all 1.1 or 1.2 million at this time. They're working on that. Don't know when that'll be available, but right now they're able to run through 5,000 apps. So they randomly select apps every hour and put them in a rotation for 5,000 apps. So as somebody that walks by your beacon, okay, if they have an app on their phone, that particular app on their phone at that time, then your message is going to show on their phone. Okay. This is our Blast 1.0, by the way. This one here. So when they walk into the radius of the beacon, it transmits to the phone and it puts it on there. Now, here's the nice part is if they have that app on their phone, once it locks with that app, it caches it in that app. So they may not have the app open today. They may not open the app for 3 months, 6 months, a year, whatever. But as soon as they open the app, your current ad will show to them, okay? Because it comes back to our server and gets the ad that is current for that particular beacon signal, okay? So that's how that works. Now, not only do we have that, but we've also partnered with that same company to do what we call fencing. And we call this our radius targeted online advertising. Now, what it does is if your beacon's on, okay, these have on-off switch on them, but if your beacon's on or plugged in, then it pings the radius of that beacon through the network. Now, how that works is that wherever it pinged last on a phone, or if there's a hot spot somewhere around or whatever, and this thing's transmitting to the hot spot, then they're able to figure out the location down to within, maybe a mile or something of that beacon. Then it'll go out within a 50-mile radius and do online advertising for you. That doesn't mean the beacon transmits 50 miles. It's just they go out 50 miles for the online advertising. And those ads can be shown anywhere online. They can be shown on different websites in their ad network, and it can be any type of website that your ad shows up on. So we call that radius targeted online advertising. So now if your beacon's off or not plugged in or the batteries are dead or whatever, it uses your zip code and goes out in a 50-mile radius of that zip code and places those ads online. So not only are you getting to take advantage of the beacons transmitting to all Android and iPhones, as well as, tablets, iPads, things like that, but you're also getting to take advantage of the online part of the advertising in a 50-mile radius that goes out as well. So it's a pretty powerful advertising network, and that's why we call it the Genusity Advertising Network. And it's just unbelievable at the amount of ad views people are getting now. We're talking in some cases hundreds and hundreds and hundreds a day, some cases even thousands a day, depending on their location. They're getting that many views on their ad.
Yeah, man, it is so powerful. And did you mention that we can now guarantee ad views?
I didn't mention that, but yes, we can. We can guarantee ad views, and that's pretty powerful. When you can guarantee ad views, that's powerful. That means that when you get a beacon out there, we guarantee you that you're going to get views on your ad. We can't guarantee clicks, leads, sales, anything like that, because that depends on you, your type of ad, your landing page, your web page, your offer. It depends on the type of people you're going after, whatever, or who you're around or whatever. But we can guarantee ad views.
Yeah, man. See, that's awesome. So for everybody out there that might be wondering, oh man, Asirvia's beacons are gone. What are we gonna do? You have just heard what you need to do. And listen, here at Genusity, you own the beacons. You're not renting them. You own them. So you're going to pay the price for the beacon. You're going to be blown away at the prices. All you pay is a one-time activation fee on top of the purchase price. And then your second month on, all you pay is $15 a month per unit per month. Can you imagine that? Only $15 a month.
And one thing you might add, too, is that people get a little scared when they say, well, I own the beacon. Well, what happens if the beacon breaks or whatever? Do I have to buy another beacon? No, folks. We offer a lifetime warranty. I mean, there's a few restrictions on it, but we offer a lifetime warranty on the beacons. Even if you drop it into water, the ocean, if you run over it with your car, if you just lose it, contact us, and we'll let you know how to get a brand new beacon without having to buy a brand new beacon.
No, in fact, all you do is pay an activation fee and shipping. Boom. That's it. So it's awesome. So what a deal. Okay. So we're going to transition this just a little bit, okay? Because I wanted to hit customers. because we know, and you even more than me, there are so many people out there. Listen, the advertising industry to date is a $700 billion industry, right? Everybody that needs to get an ad, a message, or even branding out in front of people is spending so much money on advertising. Newspapers don't work anymore. Val packs are horrible. Radio ads, forget it, right? All that old school stuff is done. This is new technology. This is where you want to be. Go ahead.
Companies continue to use that stuff, and the reason they continue to use that stuff is because companies that are out there, large companies that you see advertising, spending millions of dollars on advertising, they realize that advertising is just that. It's just advertising. They're willing to take money that they can afford, throw it down the drain in hopes that somebody will see their ad. If nobody sees it, oh well, you know. And so giving them this new technology, now we can guarantee them that people are going to see their ad, okay? We can guarantee them that. The newspaper can't guarantee them that. I mean, they can say, okay, we can send it out to 500,000 people, but if their ad's on the back page in a little corner down there, they can't guarantee that everybody's going to see that little corner. If it's on a radio advertisement, they can't guarantee them that people's going to listen. They can just say we're sending it out in a radius of 100,000 people. Well, when they say that, that don't mean 100,000 people's listening to that radio station. It just means that there's a potential of 100,000 people. And if you're looking at billboards, there's not a guarantee that people are going to see the billboard. Especially these new ones where they're flashing ads all the time. You could literally have thousands of people drive by a billboard a day, and their ad never show to them because it's always in somebody else's rotation as people are driving by. But we can guarantee them. We can guarantee them ad views, okay? And companies are willing to spend the money on these in hopes of getting their ads seen.
Yeah, man, and we were just driving on the turnpike here in Pennsylvania, and those big billboards, the old school ones, half of them are empty, and they have ads on them. Pay $27 a day to have your ad on this big billboard. So you add that up times 30 days, man, you're talking hundreds and hundreds of dollars a month. Here you're talking about a unit where you can travel around, especially if you're a salesman, wherever you go. That 50-mile radius plus the radius of the beacon is traveling with you, right? That's so powerful, man. It's so powerful. I mean, we were so stoked with the Google Nearby, but I mean, I don't know about you, but when I heard that thing was going, I was half excited, especially knowing what you were creating. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. It just, I mean, it did take everybody by surprise. But the thing is Google has a bad habit. I'm not bashing Google, but they have a bad habit of starting stuff and stopping it a year or 2 or 3 or 4 years later or 5 years later. Just, you know, it's no more. And so when we started this, I always knew that at some point in time, Google was probably just going to say, okay, no more, and it's gone, you know. So we always kind of assumed it, but we didn't know it was going to happen this fast. But luckily, we had something in play that was already getting ready to come up. I mean, we were going to wait till January the 1st of next year to announce this, but we had to bring it out on December the 6th. So,
and you even turned it on about a week before the 6th, didn't you?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, so I mean, way ahead of the game. And listen, you know, we're out here giving you the information. Get back to the person that you're seeing this on. Get their website. Go check out the information. The website has been updated. It's beautiful. Man, this is the real deal, everybody. We're here to stay. All right? So, now we're going to transition from y'all customers, and we're going to talk a little bit to maybe some of the associates that were at Asirvia that still, you know, really want a place where they can build a beacon business. Okay? And you're looking at us right here. What I want to do, because Randy and Tim have created this company to help the associates. See, Randy and Tim, they've made it. They literally retired. They came out. They didn't create this company for them to make millions and millions. Okay? At the end of the day, probably they're going to, but that's great. But here's the deal. Up to 94% company payout. Now you tell me, these guys aren't the real deal. They're only taking 6%, and that's just to keep the company going. I'm going to let you talk a little bit about that, Randy, because, you and Tim's hearts and why you created this, I want people to hear it right from you.
The thing that we found first of all, I did retire in 2010. I was age 38, and we traveled the world, my wife and my kids and I, and they got to see, it was important for me to show them all kinds of things before they got into adulthood. But after a while, you kind of get bored. And I think the reason we got bored, I'm sure if you were 100 millionaire or a billionaire, you probably wouldn't get bored, because then you could afford big yachts and planes and things like that. So we were nowhere close to that, but we were wealthy enough to be able to do things, and not have to work. So at some point in time, you get bored. And I called Tim up and said, hey, what are you doing? Tim had opened up himself an auction house. And he said, well, I've got an auction house here, but, I don't know about it. The city was giving him a hard time. They kept moving him around. The city of Waxhaw and Charlotte were giving him hard times about zonings and this and that and the other. And he said, I'm about fed up with it. And I said, well, let's just do something together online again. Well, what we found was a bunch of scams, first of all, out there. But we also found that companies these days are all about their bottom line. It's all about what they can get from their associates and how much money they can make their president and CEO and their board of directors and stockholders and anybody else that's up there in the top of the line, and the heck with the associates. So by seeing that, Tim and I said, there needs to be somebody come out with a company that, goes back to the basics, number one, but number two, pays the people that are making the money, that are bringing the money into the company. And that's why we come up with Genusity. And that's why we pay up to 94% commission, because you're out there in the trenches. You're the ones out there making the sales. It's not Tim and I, it's you. You're the ones recruiting and everything. So we want to pay you what you deserve. This was never about Tim and I making a lot of money. This was something for Tim and I to get busy with, to help other people and to move along. So that's basically what this is all about. So that being said, that's why we pay up to 94% commission. That's why we pay bonuses like we pay. You can make up to $8,500 in bonuses. You can make $100 every time you get 10 customers, and that's unlimited amounts. You can get paid up to infinity in depth, depending on your rank in the company. And you can go as infinity wide if you want to, as far as that goes. And we have products that are based on what customers want and need. Okay, it's not something that you're going to have to go out and have a hard sell about. It's our products are real easy to sell, because everybody wants and needs advertising. And I'm going to throw this in there too. Everybody's wanting CBD right now. I know this is about the beacons, but everybody's wanting CBD as well. But that's why we created Genusity, was for everybody out there. And eventually some people will learn that. Others will continue to pass on it, but that's okay, because at some point everybody always falls in line because they get fed up with everything else. So if you're in a situation where you lost your position with Asirvia because of what they did, and you don't want to move to that other company that they're forcing you to move to, maybe I shouldn't use the word forcing, but they're asking you to move to, and you want to continue doing beacons, then I suggest you come to Genusity and at least check us out. At least find the link on this page if somebody shared this, or ask Ed if it's on his page for more information or something, and just come and look us out. It won't cost you anything to check us out, to look at the website, and check it out and see if it's something for you, because I think you'll find it is, because the comp plan is the highest in the industry, and the products are the best in the industry. The services are the best in the industry. And again, we're not bashing Asirvia here, but some of the biggest complaints we heard with Asirvia was their support. Their support stunk. And I don't know, if it did or not. Well, I kind of do, but anyway, I won't go there. But I can guarantee you with Genusity, you're going to get your support tickets answered very, very, very quickly. There's a lot of times that people's support tickets are answered within 30 seconds to a minute of them coming in. It's almost like a real-time chat. Other times it may be 24 hours, and it has been as long as 48 if it's a holiday like Christmas or something like that. But other than that, you get your support tickets answered, not in days or weeks or months, but within minutes, hours, or a day in most cases.
Yeah, man. So really, really exciting stuff. Listen, I think we're probably going to wrap it up. We don't want to take too much of your time out. Again, associates, you know what to do with this. All right? Share it out. Get your links in there. Let's get this out to everybody. And it doesn't matter. Anybody that's in a company, you're not making money, you've been there for a while. I'm going to tell you right now, here at Genusity, we got a great foundation. We have a great culture. And hold on one second here. Let me see something here. And we got a great team. Man, we got a team of people that literally are here to help each and every person. We help people cross line, down line, up line. It doesn't matter, man. We're here to help. We got private Facebook groups. We do one live Q&A training every Tuesday with myself, Randy, and the other owner, Tim. All three of us once a week to answer questions and train. My friends, you don't hear that too often, okay? So a great culture, a great team. Like Randy said, I can't emphasize it enough. We got products in 2 of the hottest industries going. Preface that with the highest compensation payout plan, up to 94%, and bonuses. You get daily pay. You can make 50 to 70% commissions on anything that you personally sell on initial orders. It's crazy. You've got to get with the person that you've seen this video. Get their link. Go to the website. Check it out. Get your questions answered. We do 4 live webinars every week. We'll have one tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern. megaglobalevent.com. You can come and join us. It's an open door. Come in, open door, sit down, listen. If you don't like what you hear, the door's still open. You can walk away. We'll still be friends. But it's all about getting the information so that you can make an educated decision. Randy, man, I appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule to come out here and give some valuable information. Any last words from you?
No, I would just suggest that people check us out, take a look at us. You have nothing to lose by looking at us. And, we're here to help. We're here to help people be successful.
Amen, man. I mean, owners that are out here helping, it's crazy. You don't see it. You don't see owners of other companies out and about doing what these guys do, man, because they really love helping people. I'm proud and honored, like I said, to be a part of this company with Randy and Tim. These guys are like brothers and family to not just me, but Lisa and Hunter. We love them just like family. Again, go check out the information. If you're watching this on mine, get a hold of me. If not, get a hold of whoever you see this on. Get the info. We look forward to serving each and every one of you as a customer, as a team member, whatever it is. We're here to serve. All right? So with that, make it the best day ever, and then do something even greater and make it the best day ever for somebody else. Peace out.